Hey there, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today after I just finished working out. Well, maybe didn't just finish, but a little bit ago, finished working out. Was thinking about this concept of really needing to stick with practices, especially when we don't want to stick with practices. That saying, if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, meditate for an hour. Yeah, sit with that for a minute because that's what I always remind myself. And it also helps me remember that if I would take 5 minutes to do that meditation or whatever the practice is, then I actually feel more expansiveness in my day. This week, I just got back from being in Peru. I really didn't want to work out. I like to go at least 4 or 5 times a week just to keep the energy moving. This is part of personal self-care. It's one of my personal practices for health in every possible way: physical, mental, emotional health. All of it is included in exercise and keeping our body healthy. And that first day back was really hard because it had been a while and it was really easy to convince myself I didn't need to do it. And the more I just keep bringing myself to the mat, so to speak, to the practice, whether it's exercise or meditation or taking a walk or whatever it is that you do to create self-care, personal health, alignment, harmony, balance, really getting sovereign and centered within yourself, those practices must be the foundation of everything else. And I know it's easy to feel like you're too busy or you're too tired. I was definitely feeling too tired, excuse me, to go work out. And I went anyway, and then I didn't feel tired anymore. And that's exactly how it works with our spiritual practices. I'm always kind of amazed when I work with people, whether it's clients or students, and we have these amazing shifts and transformations as we work together, and then something happens and the proverbial poop hits the fan, proverbial burp hits the fan, the proverbial poop hits the fan, and they quit all of their grounding and spiritual practices because they don't feel like they can do that right now. They have to take care of the situation. Well, you take care of the situation by sticking with your spiritual practices. That's really important. If you give up the things that are actually empowering you to get back into alignment, then the poop hitting the fan will be a lot more challenging to shift. So I know it can feel like the easiest thing to let go of is the self-care and the spiritual practices, and yet those are one of the most important things to bring yourself back to feeling good and really feeling in alignment. So I highly encourage, keep the spiritual practices happening, even if you're just moving very slowly. Kind of like when I got back to exercising this week, I didn't push as if I'd been doing it for the last 3 weeks. I moved slowly, I was gentle with myself, and I kept moving. And that's the thing, I kept the consistency. If you stop the consistency, it's really challenging to get back on track. So don't give up those spiritual practices when the waves are feeling like they're coming over the side of the boat. That's when they're actually there for you the most. So I encourage you that if you've been feeling pulled away from your spiritual practices for whatever reason, take a moment and find your way back. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, just start finding your way back. Poco a poco. You got this. Have a great day.